Our next segment is with Michael Wood. He is the co-owner and managing partner of Ottawa Special Events. Well, they put on some of the biggest events and festivals here in Ottawa, and unfortunately, due to the lockdown, they had to lay off their entire staff. However, Michael Wood turned his attention to helping small businesses here in Ottawa and across the country.
When I walk into the warehouse now in September, it was July. I came in on a Friday night and there was no trucks in the parking lot. There was no trucks coming and going. It was Friday night. I was the only one here, and it was the most unnerving feeling ever, because normally we would have 15 trucks out on the road at any time during that part of the season, and just trucks coming in and out. And it wouldn't matter if it was 9 a.m., 5 a.m., 3 a.m., midnight. There was always something going on. In the summertime, we hardly locked our doors because people were just coming in and out, and people were outside cleaning things. And so, yeah, it's been a crazy thing, to look back, and, it's almost like the warehouse is frozen in time from when we left March 15th. Everything is still in the same place it was and hasn't been touched in 6 months. I think what small business owners still need is no-fault bankruptcy. So a lot of small business owners didn't put themselves behind a corporation. So they're completely exposed if they don't make it. But the thing is that people don't realize is that on commercial rent, there's a personal guarantee attached to it. Even if you're behind a corporation and you went to get a bank loan, you still had to sign a personal guarantee on that loan. And so if your business collapses, or I don't want to use the F word, I don't want to use the word fail, but if because this is by no fault of our own, if it doesn't work based on the aid that's been put in place, then people are going to be responsible. Their homes are up as collateral, their cars are up as collateral, and these are families, Canadian families, that are going to be devastated by no fault of their own. The future for my business is, I think that I've been, I want to use the word aggressive. I've pushed hard enough, because what we've done is we've pushed pause on everything. So we've been able to push pause on all of our payments, all of our loans, all of our leases. So some of this equipment in here is leased. And so we've been able to convince the leasing companies to push pause. In some cases we had to pay interest, but the principal we weren't having to pay. And so that makes it a little bit easier. But the problem being is at some point, everybody is going to come back and start wanting to be paid. And so one company I spoke to yesterday, I said to them on the phone, I said, I need you guys, if possible, to leverage the businesses that have leases, that have returned to quote unquote normal, and understand that some of us haven't. And Derek, the next problem is the restaurant business. Right now it is September 3rd. We are a month to a month and a half away of no one being able to sit outside on a patio. And if we maintain 50 people sitting indoors, and only 50 people, I don't know what's going to happen to all the restaurants in town. Everybody's just getting by right now. The margins in restaurants are 6%, 8%. Nobody's going to be able to survive. My friend that owns this other business, where he had that built-in audience, made $1,000 a day, right? And like gross, he made $22 the other day. And because all of his customers are gone. And so, the thing is that before we look at a franchise as big, bad corporate entity, before we look at sending everybody home and telling everybody, you don't have to come back downtown, you don't have to go to the business park, you can all do this from home, then we have to understand that there's a ripple effect. And, somebody sent a message to me on LinkedIn and said, corporate businesses shouldn't be concerned about others, they should do what's best for them, which is the most mind-boggling thing I've ever read in my life. But the thing is that everybody's part of an ecosystem. If you go and you take fish X out of the ocean, that's going to have a much bigger effect on the entire ocean than I think people will realize. If we pull this one predator out of the jungle, then this other species takes over. So, the thing being is there's the small business and business owners is part of an ecosystem. It employs 8.3 million people across Canada. And I think that the impacts of some of the things we're doing will be felt for years. I think the city of Ottawa has done a good job. The problem with the city of Ottawa is they're limited. They've got a limited ability through municipal laws to do that much other than promote this message of please go out, please support your local businesses, which they've been doing a great job on. So if people are frustrated with the city, it's really not the city's fault. The city is very limited in their capabilities. And today I'm going to be meeting with Jim Watson, 4 city councilors, and having a round table. And the main idea of this is to have their voices take our voices and push them up the ladder. My message to the community of Ottawa, of course, is, right now we're in Operation Support Local. We have to support our local businesses. These are your neighbors, your family, your next door neighbor that are literally struggling. Because I think, Derek, the next problem we're going to have on top of everything else is there's going to be a massive mental health crisis. I think small business owners right now are skating along the edge of having a complete breakdown. And I think we just have to be kind to everybody. We have to be patient. We have to be understanding, because it's an incredibly difficult time for so many.